3 months ago, Jake Carter hated Mondays. Today, he starts the week with a cup of coffee he made himself whenever he feels like it. Not because he got rich, but because he no longer depends on anyone else to live life on his own terms. He didn't win the lottery. He just did one thing differently. He realized what the new generation of artificial intelligence could really do for someone who's tired of just getting by. While most people were still messing around with ChatGPT, Jake discovered MANUS AI, a tool developed in China that doesn't just answer your questions, it works for you. In just 90 days, he swapped 10 hours of repetitive tasks for 4 hours of focused effort on what actually mattered. And that was enough to change everything. Now, the question is, what would change in your life if you had that kind of freedom? The story starts now. Jake Carter wasn't the type to click on just any ad. He always looked at those make easy money with AI promises with a healthy dose of skepticism. After another long, dragging day at work, he got home, microwaved whatever was in the fridge, and collapsed on the couch with his laptop. His mind was spinning bills, emails, pressure, and that awful feeling that life was leaving him behind. He opened YouTube without even thinking. Just wanted to shut his brain off for a while, and that's when the video popped up. The Chinese AI that's changing regular people's lives. The title felt over the top. But something about that video was different. It wasn't about getting rich. It wasn't promising millions overnight. It was about someone who used AI to organize their life, automate the repetitive stuff, and take back control of their time. That hit Jake hard. He paused, rewound the video, played back a line that stuck in his head. This AI doesn't just answer questions. It takes action. Curious, he clicked the link. It took him to the MANUS AI website. No flashy design, no in-your-face marketing, just one button. Start now, free. He clicked it, created an account, then just sat there, staring at the screen for a minute. It was stupid simple. One text box, one question. I have an online store that's not selling. I work all day and don't have the time or energy to fix it. What can I do? Seconds later, a response popped up. It wasn't some generic, fluffy advice. It was a plan, clear steps, a breakdown of what was wrong, tool suggestions, content strategy, all neatly laid out, like someone had sat down with him for hours to understand his business. He read it slowly, almost in disbelief. And in that moment, Jake realized something. Maybe the problem wasn't him. Maybe he'd just never had real support. Jake copied the plan, pasted it into a doc, saved it on his desktop under one name, Second Chance. That night, for the first time in a long while, he went to sleep, feeling like something was finally about to change. In the days that followed, Jake didn't suddenly become a new man. He still woke up tired, still opened his laptop reluctantly. But this time, something was different. He had a plan. And for the first time, that plan wasn't just swirling in his head in bits and pieces. It was right there, written down, clear. He opened the document saved on his desktop Second Chance and started with the first task. He asked MANUS AI to write a sequence of emails based on his store's product. The reply came back in seconds. 4 emails, professionally written. Next, he asked for a social media content plan. The AI delivered 14 ideas, topics, formats, even ready-to-use scripts. Jake stared at the screen like he was watching a complicated problem get taken apart piece by piece, and as he handed off these little tasks, he started to breathe. And what slowly came back was time. Not a ton. Maybe 30 extra minutes at the end of the day. Maybe a less hectic morning here and there, but it was enough to feel something he hadn't felt in months. Presence. He started going for walks. He made his own breakfast, took his time, left his phone on the table, read 2 or 3 chapters of a book before getting to work. And the weirdest part, even with all that, the store started moving with scheduled posts, email sequences running, the copy fine-tuned. Traffic started to rise, a message here and there on Instagram. Comments, questions, Jake replied calmly. No panic, he wasn't constantly putting out fires anymore, and that brought a kind of relief he'd almost forgotten existed. One thought kept looping in his mind, so that was it. I just wasn't supposed to do everything alone all the time. For the first time, Jake realized success wasn't just about hustle, it was about focus, about knowing where to put your energy. MANUS AI wasn't the hero of his story, but it did something no one else ever had. It gave him space. And in that space, Jake started to find himself again. The AI's plan never told Jake to build a course, but after a few weeks of organizing content, Jake realized something. Without even noticing, he had put together videos, product descriptions, answers to common questions, all with the help of MANUS AI. So he thought, what if I just bundled this into a simple course? Nothing fancy, just straight to the point. He opened a document and asked the AI to structure a mini course based on everything he already had. In seconds, it laid out the modules, titles, key topics, a logical sequence. Next, he asked for help building a sales page. MANUS gave him a ready-to-use framework, attention-grabbing hooks, social proof, a soft call to action. In 2 nights, Jake recorded everything. On his phone, no fancy mic, no editing. It was what he had, and it was enough. He uploaded the course to a free platform. Set the price at $79, about $15. No announcements, no spammy posts in groups. He just added the link to his store's profile and set up an automated sequence of 3 emails. He wasn't trying to sell to thousands. He just wanted to see if one person would find value in it. A week went by, and on some random Tuesday morning, while having coffee with his daughter before dropping her off at school, his phone buzzed. Notification, purchase completed. Jake froze for a second. The order was real. Card approved, money in his account, $79. But the number didn't really matter. What mattered was that for the first time he'd earned something from something he created. No gimmicks, no permission needed. He built it, he launched it, and someone bought it. He didn't yell, didn't post about it. He just smiled, quietly, like someone who felt something shift deep inside. The store wasn't blowing up, but he no longer needed to prove it would work. He knew he could build, and that changes everything. Because once you believe that, everything else becomes a matter of time. After that first sale, Jake didn't go on a shopping spree. He didn't post a screenshot, didn't brag to anyone. He just kept going. With every new task he handed off to MANUS AI, he got more of his time back. And that's when he realized something big. Free time can be dangerous if you don't know what to do with it. At first, he felt kind of lost. He turned on the TV, scrolled on his phone, got anxious. But little by little, he started filling that space with things he'd always said he wanted to do, but never had the time for. He read 2 books in a month, started running again in the mornings, got a health checkup. He began jotting down ideas, planning new projects, thinking through stuff that used to feel way out of reach. And he finally understood he wasn't lazy or disorganized. He was just burned out, overloaded, lacking clarity. But when you use your time well, it turns into therapy. And through that process, Jake began to transform, more present, more focused, less reactive, more strategic. He didn't want to be famous. He just wanted to wake up every day knowing the life he was living was his, not borrowed, not forced. And in that quiet, steady rhythm, Jake became the kind of man he respected. All of it, because of one click, one AI, one decision. Today, Jake Carter still lives in the same apartment. He still wakes up early, still makes his coffee, still has bills to pay. But there's one key difference. Now he lives with intention. He's not running around all day putting out fires anymore. He's learned how to use time as an ally. And it all started with one simple choice: trying out a new piece of tech, letting himself change. It was never about getting rich. It was about stopping the cycle of just surviving. Today, he's got a small business running, powered by AI. He makes enough to live with peace of mind. And more importantly, he knows he's building something that's truly his. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're tired too. Maybe you've just been waiting for the right push. So listen closely. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to take that first step. Start small, look into MANUS AI, try it out, experiment. It's not the AI that's going to change your life. It's what you do with the time it gives back to you. If you use that time to grow, to learn, to build, change will come, just like it did for Jake.